Hey everyone, Andrew here. Just like the last stream, I will pop in and out, show some coverage. Let's see. Let me get the links where I need to get them to. Let's see. Let me get the links where I need to get them. All right, so here we go. We currently have a tornado warning for. Right now, the only one we have is for southeastern Colbert, northeastern Franklin, and west central Lawrence counties. In northwestern Alabama, there is another area of rotation just east of. Oh, sorry about that. I don't know if that popped up or not, but so let's see. There is. Come on, knock it off. Okay. Brad Arnold is on this one. Let's listen in. This is right on top of him. Alright, so I'm going to pan this out. Let's see. Yeah, that rotation's getting a little bit tighter there. Let me it's not very.
Now we should be getting strong northerly winds.
Yeah.
I think we're getting small hail. You can see on the roads where it's splashing up.
Looks like he's in a good spot. Switch to high top radar real quick.
Huh?
Alabama 1. SEC chance.
Oh, Alabama 1.
Yeah, I don't think there's much here. I mean,
there's your wind shift.
Right here, right underneath what's left of the rotation on this storm. Is anything interesting out there?
Right at us.
yeah.
There is a severe thunderstorm warning for portions of Colbert, Lauderdale, and Lawrence counties.
Hey Ryan, as of right now, no. We're just outside of Littleville, or pretty much in the town of Littleville, and it just looks unorganized. We didn't really have any wind direction change. It's been pretty much out of the north the whole time that we've been sitting here. So it looks like it's a little bit unorganized. Have some good rotation aloft, but just something is kind of hindering things from getting rotation all the way down to the surface. We're going to sit here for just a second longer, and then we're probably going to have to start heading back west for these storms that are coming towards us from Arkansas. So.
And there's like no rotation on that latest scan.
That was the anemometer.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes we'll do that.
Are you back there watching movies or something? Huh? You think they're watching movies? We're out here looking for any signs of a tornado on the ground. All I hear is videos playing back there. It's better than, I guess, than, what was it, Matt or Nick that was sleeping?
Yeah. Alright,
Nick that was
let's go ahead and go back to Tunica.
Alright, so Brad's heading
Drive
back
as far
west.
as you can. I got a Red Bull if you get tired.
I mean, this storm does have an interesting structure, but...
Alright, so we're going to head back over to western Mississippi. There's some strong storms that are... Which way is it taking you, if you don't mind me asking?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Because there is a tornado. I mean,
like it's going to take me northbound 40.
Okay, give me just 1 second. Because if we can cut due west.
Let me see if there was another option.
Yeah. Because if we could intercept this one that's chugging this way. Yeah. Because if we could intercept this one that's chugging this way. I think we want to be on that.
Where's that at?
Arkansas, crossing the state line. That would take us to Clarksdale. The fastest route to get to Clarksdale. And we'll intercept it.
Head southeast, then turn right.
Okay, so it's taking us 24.
Alright, well, he didn't find anything.
I think we should
end
go
this
to
stream.
Tunica.
Tunica's.
So again, still an interesting signature there. Just looking from the Weather Service on seeing if there's anything there. There's really not any chasers out right now besides Brad. I am, of course, looking at other things while the stream is on. I just don't see... anything alarming. I don't see... anything alarming. So we have we do have the tornado warning for southeastern Colbert, northeastern Franklin, and west central Lawrence counties. That goes until 9 p.m. So 10 more minutes on that one. This is radar indicated rotation. The danger storm will be near Littleville around 8:40 and Town Creek around 9:05. Yeah, not really until you... Saints Crossroads, County Road 48. Tired of all these notifications. Let's look at velocity again. Well, there's a little something there. Let's see.
US 43 north towards Circle Drive, then turn left on...
Looks like he's heading away from the rotation. And there's a little something going on there. This is heading off to the east. Yeah, sorry for the silence. I'm not getting any information or anything. Nothing's coming in from the Weather Service. I'm not seeing anything on Twitter. This tornado warning continues for Colbert, Franklin, and Lawrence counties until 9 p.m., so 6 more minutes on that one. The only thing I'm seeing is this little bit right here, and there's an update. What do we got? Severe thunderstorm warning for Colbert, Franklin, Lauderdale, Lawrence, Limestone, and Morgan counties. I believe that's going to be for this line up here. I believe that's going to be for this line up here. And also, Radar Omega now has an update to where it should make sounds when there's a new warning. Okay, there's your new warning. The southern one is the most dominant, which is usually the case. The southern storm kind of takes the energy out. And there is a tornado watch in effect until 2 a.m. for Colbert, Coleman, DeKalb, Franklin, Jackson, Lauderdale, Lawrence, Limestone, Madison, Marshall, and Morgan counties until 2 a.m. So I will show that here real quick. Let's see. Yeah, I gotta tinker with. Okay, so all these counties in yellow, and then Walker, Fayette, Lamar, Marion. That's it for the Birmingham CWA. Not sure where Brad is heading. Oh, excuse me. So let me turn those off. Got to get used to this new Radar Omega update. So turn that off. Let's see. Airport weather warning. I'm going to switch back to the velocity. I mean, there's wiggles in the whole line. I mean, if they're going to warn that, they need to warn this whole line right here. Let's see what we're looking at. Let's inspect. Oh, I don't think winds are going to be 70 miles per hour down at the surface, but let's see. A 33 mile per hour wind gust at Muscle Shoals Regional Airport. That's interesting. Got a little choppy there. Let's see if we can find some cameras to look at. Start looking around. Tornado warning is being allowed to expire. So that's going to be off the map here in a few seconds. And there it goes. All right, so now just 2 severe thunderstorm warnings. This one expires in, let's see, this small one right here expires in 1 minute. So we will be down to 1 severe thunderstorm warning. And it's going to be for the entire line. See, I did get a suggestion. I'm going to make a quick little change to the stream, and I also need to refresh the map here. And refresh, there we go. Got a little suggestion to pull up one of these cameras here, and let's see if I can get it. Let's see if I can get it on the stream. Work some magic here. Stand by. Let's see. So just tinkering around with this, seeing what I can do here. Might not be the best look. Actually, what I can do is, let's see. Got some thunder here. Oops. I can do this. Just looking at some. I'm going to pull up a camera, start looking at some of the other ones. Okay. Lock it. Okay. Let's go full screen on that camera. So this is I-65 at US 72. Take that full screen. You can see it on, should be able to see it on the stream now. And then if you scroll it back and forth, you can kind of make it look like a time lapse, which is what I like to do. Oh, got some lightning on there, I'm sure. Whoosh. That was at 9:05. Yeah, so the cameras can only run for, I think, 2 minutes, and then you gotta redo it. Let me check some of these other cameras. First, let's see if the alerts actually go into that area. Yeah, they do. But is the core of the storm close enough? It's pretty far off. It's a very interesting structure that this one's starting to this one near Hatton. Velocity. No, nothing out of the ordinary there. That's Northeast Smith. Now, oh, this one near Tupelo, Mississippi is starting to... Well, never mind. There is a special weather statement on that one. And there's more back in Arkansas. See, that's why this tornado watch goes until 2 a.m. There's more going on back here. Let's see. Where is Brad?
Like an outflow.
Really stringy show that.
And it's not out of the realm of possibility that something can get go tornadoed in this area.
Yeah.
It's hell to be able to try to find it, but I have a better chance if we did it at Littleville area. Boundaries.
Yeah.
Because this wasn't forecasted to stick around here this long.
Didn't see anything below it.
Or it could suppress the warm front and screw up tomorrow, so kind of a double-edged sword.
There might be something trying to spin up right there near Rogersville. Colbert and Franklin cleared from the severe thunderstorm warning. Lauderdale, Lawrence, Limestone, and Morgan continues until 9:30. Yeah, that's starting to tighten up right around Oliver. That's US 72. And then you've also got this really high velocity signature here. We're probably not getting 98 miles per hour near the surface, but that is a good indication of some very strong winds. Oh, that weather station is getting wrecked in Hatton. Get both of the products up here. And it's kind of on the back edge. Kind of on the back edge of the core, so it doesn't really line up for anything tornadic. But man, I don't know, that's an interesting signature. New scan should be coming in a minute. Looks like it dissipated. So go back to a camera. There's one near Decatur. It's not looking the right way. Let's see, that's at the Hudson Memorial Bridge. Let's compare that on the radar. So that's kind of before you get to Mooresville, so that's still kind of out of the core. I can get a little closer to Town Creek and Trinity. That'd be nice. Let's see if there's any cameras out there. There's Trinity, Cortland. I'm just gonna look back here at just some heavy rain. Looking back towards Florence and Sheffield. Power's still on. It's always good. Definitely see some rain. So what is this reading? 16 mile per hour winds. No wind gust. So that's sustained winds of around 16 miles an hour. It's a very strong velocity signature there. Go back to the, let's see, this is going to go just north of the Hudson Memorial Bridge camera, but I can still, it might be able to get a good look at it. So let's see, there's, right there might be okay. This is AL20 on US 31. Definitely an electrifying storm out there. Something from the weather service update. And that severe thunderstorm warning is going to be allowed to expire. Apparently. And that was set to expire at 9:30, so this will be off the board. I don't know about that. But, well, yeah, it just kind of looks like a big cluster now. And nothing really looks tornadic or... I mean, you got this little bit right here near Wheeler and Hillsboro. Whoa, hello. Okay. That's very interesting. And yet they just let the warning expire, but that is very strong velocity. Let's see what we're looking at here. Let's see, so we're looking at now we got some rumbles of thunder here. Let's see what it does on the next scan. Because that could be a downburst signature. Uh, 9:22 should have a scan in just a few seconds. That's what I'm keeping an eye on right there. I'm sure the Weather Service sees it too. A quick reset. Let's zoom out here and then I'll go back into that. Yeah, that's, if anything's going to happen, it's going to be right there. The lightning is very intense around Trinity and Decatur. Actually, Decatur may not get too much out of this, but Trinity and Hillsborough. Let's see if we got another velocity update. I thought it was every 2 minutes you get an update. Let's do a playback here. I mean, yeah, the wind seems to be coming together there. Question is there any spin going on? That's really the only. Let's see, we did just get an update. All right, we have a tornado. Oh, crud!
The National Weather Service in Huntsville, Alabama has issued a tornado warning for southwestern Madison County in north central Alabama, southeastern Limestone County in north central Alabama, northern Morgan County in north central Alabama, northeastern Lawrence County in northwestern Alabama until 10:15 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's 9:27 p.m. Central Standard Time. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Trinity, 8 miles northwest of Decatur, moving east at 60 miles per hour.
Let's see. Yes.
Impact. Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damaged roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. This dangerous storm will be near Decatur around 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Tanner around 9:40 p.m. Central Standard Time. Huntsville International Airport around 9:50 p.m. Central Standard Time. Madison and Triana around 9:55 p.m. Central Standard Time. Redstone Arsenal, Marshall Space Flight Center, and the University of Alabama in Huntsville around 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. Alabama A&M University around 10:05 p.m. Central Standard Time. Owens Crossroads around 10:10 p.m. Central Standard Time. Other locations impacted by this tornadic thunderstorm include
All right. So this warning does include me.
Whitesburg, Brownsboro, and Caddo.
Oh,
Take
correct.
cover now. Move to a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you are outdoors, in a mobile home, or in a vehicle, move to the closest. Lightning has been detected near your location.
So we do have a new tornado warning out for this is for southwestern Madison, southeastern Limestone, northern Morgan, and northeastern Lawrence counties until 10:15. At 9:27, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over near Trinity, or 8 miles northwest of Decatur, moving east at 50. This is radar indicated rotation. Danger storm will be near Decatur around 9:30, Tanner around 9:40, Huntsville International Airport around 9:50, Madison and Triana around 9:55, Redstone Arsenal, Marshall Space Flight Center, and University of Alabama in Huntsville around 10, Alabama A&M University around 10:05, Owens Crossroads around 10:10. The University of Alabama in Huntsville is also the weather service in Huntsville. So with this impacting me, I'm keeping a very close eye on it, and I'm going to just kind of zero in on this one. The lightning is very, very intense with that one. I'll start looking at some cameras and seeing if I can. Let's see. There actually is a Decatur camera. They're really looking around on that Decatur camera. Oh man. Um, yep, they're panning around that camera trying to see anything. Man, that lightning is intense. Wait, wait, wait. Do we have something there? Right there? Oh my gosh. We might have a lowering. That's definitely a wall cloud. Man, that is intense lightning. That's what you gotta do, keep panning. Go back to the radar for just a second here, and then I'll go back full screen on that camera. That's a WAFF camera indicator. I'll look at the radar here real quick. It's very broad, but it is there. I think this camera has the best viewing of this one. That does look like a wall cloud. Okay, there is an update on that warning. Okay, sheesh. Let's see. They've updated it. Let's see if I can find it. Tanner near Decatur moving east at 50. The tornado warning was canceled for Lawrence. Continues for Limestone, Madison, and Morgan until 10:15. At 9:37, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Tanner. And let's look at the full product issuance. Oh man, that's got a very, very nasty hook going on behind it. Holy crap. Alright, let's go back to the camera and see if they found anything on that. Yeah, they're still panning around. Wait a second. What was that? Sorry I've been quiet, but everything should still be running. That is a very, very scary looking supercell right there. Let's look at the rotation. Um, it's messy, but it's there. Greenbrier, Bellmina, and Mooresville. Let's see, there are a lot of cameras in that area. Let's see. Okay, that's just rain. That's too far away. There's some AL dot cameras around there. Are they down? Okay, here's Mooresville. Oh my gosh. So there's definitely a lowering and there's a lot of lightning, but I don't see any spin and I don't see any power flashes.
county in Middle Tennessee until 10:15 p.m. Central Standard Time. At 9:46 p.m. Central Standard Time, a severe thunderstorm was located 7 miles northeast of Athens, moving east at 30 miles per hour. Hazard, 60 miles per hour with gusts. Source, radar indicated. Impact, expect windows, roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted include Northern Huntsville, Athens, Mooresville, Meridianville, Hazel Green, Ardmore, Harvest, New Market, Lincoln, and Elkmont. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of the building. The tornado watch remains in effect until 2 a.m. Central Standard Time for North Central, Northeastern, and Northwestern Alabama and Middle Tennessee. Repeating, a severe thunderstorm.
Let's look at Greenbrier. It's just dark. Let's try that again. It is just wrapped in rain. That whole camera. Sorry for the quietness. I'm texting a lot of different people, um, being in the warning. You've got some more rotation up here near Thatch as well, and Pisgah. Let's look back at some of these cameras. The worst may have passed this Decatur camera, and the good thing about that is the power still seems to be on. Let's see, tornado warning update. Now located over Huntsville International Airport near Madison, moving east at 50. So if it's there is anything, it's going to be rain. Did we lose the Decatur camera? I don't know why it goes so small like that. I can't tell if that's live or not. New update from the Weather Service. Tornado warning for Marion. Yeah, they're going to look at the. They're probably going to look at the storm coming in towards 565, which 565 near Madison. They're going to be looking. That's their camera is right here on Madison Boulevard and Zert Road, I believe. So they should be getting a good view of this one. Whew, lots of lightning, obviously. "58-mile-per-hour wind gusts reported at Pryor Field at 9:53. It's not as impressive as it once was. And no, it's really not, but it's still dangerous, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't look very tornadic right now. And additionally, we have a tornado warning for Marion County and now Franklin County, Alabama. a confirmed radar tornado over Hamilton.
Allowance Pro tip. Tell your parents to save money on wireless and give you a raise.
Switch to Xfinity Mobile and save hundreds a year with the best price for 2 lines of unlimited. Just $30 a line per month.
We're probably going to see strong gusty winds. I'm switching over the radar to high top, and it's this area here near Tanner that the wind's going to be accelerating here. So be careful out there. Here's the latest on our tornado warned storm moving into Madison. Very heavy rain, lightning, but there's not as much lightning. There's probably half as much lightning that we saw earlier when the warning was initially issued. The worst of the weather is now probably, I say worst of the weather, there's a lot to choose from here. The larger hail probably down some in the city of Madison, but we're probably looking at dime, maybe nickel-size hail with that. And as we take a look at the velocity, I'm going to turn the lightning off. It's still fairly disorganized, but even a disorganized mesocyclone can do damage. And you can also have what we had in Albertville several years ago. It's called a non-descending tornado. The mesocyclone actually just sat on the ground and did damage. So there's always that possibility we have to look at. So circulations we're monitoring here, moving into Madison County, out here towards Harvest and Monrovia. We're probably looking at winds maybe 60 miles per hour. There's not a lot of circulation with that. The circulation concern, the possible tornado, is in this mess here, roughly on the south side of Madison. It's going to be south of the Liberty Middle School area. It's going to stay south of Highway 72, Balch Road area, the Huntsville Hospital area. So it's south of those areas. It's pretty much moving Mill Road down towards Palmer Park and to the east. It is going to impact the Bridge Street Town Center area and also the northern part here towards Gate 9 of Redstone Arsenal, moving almost due east. This is going to stay on the south side here. Alabama A&M, you're kind of between warnings here from Meridianville to Huntsville. I think you're mainly looking at high winds if you live in that area. So let's get in closer and we'll talk a little bit more about the communities really affected here. It's roughly from Marshall Space Flight Center north, and as you get just to the south of Highway 72, and this is all moving east, and it'll cross Memorial Parkway here in about 15 to 20 minutes. And as far as the TV station goes here, we're located right about here. I think we're okay. This is going to be Oakwood Road here. And again, we're watching the area. It's moving east, northeast. We don't have any telltale signs that there's actually a tornado on the ground right now. Trying to look at the debris signature. Still a little bit muddy, so to speak, there. So go from 3D back to the home view here, and what we're seeing here again, well, it kind of looks like Pepto-Bismol. It's kind of a mess. That's why we don't show it too much unless we're really concerned about high winds coming in. As we take a look at this velocity view here, we have strong gusty winds. This is why the severe thunderstorm warning has been issued. up here as you go across the state line. This is south of Fayetteville. I know your weather radios probably went off for the severe thunderstorm warning, but what we're tracking are areas of strong gusty winds coming in from the west, and of course the lightning's probably picking up here as well. We'll turn the lightning back on.
And Brad, I will say, you were looking at our CC, or we call it our correlation coefficient, to see those tornado debris signatures. There was a really well-defined tornado debris signature with that tornado warned storm in Marion County.
Okay.
Again, and we do have it's still in Marion County, but it is moving north-northeast. That's why we have a tornado warning there in portions of Franklin County. Again, we're continuing to watch this storm. When we get that tornado debris signature, essentially that shows us that objects are being lofted up tens of thousands of feet in the air. Of course, Brad can show you that at the wall, but we are closely monitoring the one in Marion County, also the one that is tracking into portions of the Huntsville metro area.
Yeah, okay, we go back out here and we're going to show you this debris signature. This is pretty much what we're looking for. As you get down to Hodges, starting to see some of that down here. Again, it's this little blue area. Let's see what that looks like correlated with the velocity data, and then we're going to loop that as well. So that's a little bit behind there, but what you were talking about was down into Marion County. So as we take a look, and this is probably what's left of it, this area in yellow. So I'm going to zoom this out, and we're going to put that into motion here, and you'll probably see what Chelsea was mentioning. It's probably going to pop up right about there. There it is. Yeah, so I would say we've got a radar confirmed tornado that has moved through northern Marion County. In fact, stop that. It's probably here near Reed Road, because here's the tornado signature in its current state, but earlier near Reed Road it was a lot stronger. So we've had a tornado track was on the ground for probably 4 or 5 miles, maybe 6 miles. It may still be on the ground. So again, this is down here in northern Marion County. So let me stretch this out. If you're in Hodges, you need to be seeking shelter, because we're starting to see some of that show up here, and maybe some of that's debris that's actually been lofted and is traveling in the wind farther to the north. So since we've had a tornado touchdown and the winds are out of the southwest, you could see debris falling there in Hodges as we go back to the velocity, and it's that same area coming in from the southwest. So again, concern there with a possible tornado, and again, this storm, let's loop that because it's showing some consistency here. It's moving to the east, and it's almost moving a bit southeast. So I think one of those circulations may have fallen apart. But again, thanks for pointing that out, Chelsea. Again, these are just along this. Yeah, you can clearly see the tornado threat here. I'm going to let this loop one more time. And this is a classic tornado that develops right there. Had what I call a donut hole, and that's where the radar data wraps all the way around, and there's a hole in the radar data, and you'll see that briefly right there. And we're still concerned south of Hodges. So let me put a storm track on this, zoom out just a little bit for you folks down there in Phil Cameron. Again, we're covering a lot of territory here. Let me know if you see anything out of that Huntsville storm, any reports, Chelsea.
Will do.
24 mile an hour is not going to do it, but I'm going to zoom out even more here. So let's go down the road just a little bit more for this storm here. Moving it, I'm going to put it about 46 miles an hour. So Phil Campbell, I don't know if it's going to be a direct impact right now, or I don't know if this is going to hold together, but I'm telling you, if it does, that threat's going to be there around 10:16. That's 10 minutes from now, so 10-minute heads up. I do know I'm concerned for Hodges and Hackleburg. So Hackleburg, you need to be seeking shelter for a storm that does have a history of producing a tornado. So we're no longer in the point of we think there might be. There has been one, and it was on the ground for probably 6 miles, and we're still getting a little bit of blue here showing up. And actually, I think it's the area back here in yellow, southwest of Hodges, that is the tornado debris signature still showing up. So velocity still fairly high there. As far as what's going on, the rest of the area here, moving into Russellville, lightning's going to pick up in Russellville, a very heavy rain. So there's 135 lightning strikes. We'll just average it out to the last 12 minutes or so. And the storm just southwest of Hodges shows the highest chance of seeing a tornado, because we've already had a tornado there. It was on the ground for at least 5 minutes. So as we kind of come back here to the Huntsville metro area, just very heavy rain right now. Velocity, I think the storm's falling apart a bit. I don't see the well-defined, and if this was producing a tornado, we would know it, because it's in a heavily populated area. We're getting lightning more concentrated in a smaller area here as this moves into downtown Huntsville. A lot more lightning. Again, I mentioned that storm near Tanner. That's moving towards Harvest, Monrovia, Capshaw, right down and just north of Highway 72. We're going to get in closer in just a second with that. But let's get in closer here into the Huntsville metro area. This is moving pretty much over the Marshall Space Flight Center, east of the Huntsville International Airport, and then it's down Zert Road, basically. As you get over here, Patton Road, Zert Road, this is going to be just to the south of Toyota Field, off of 565. If you're in Madison, I think the higher wind threat is south of Mill Road right now. I don't see an imminent tornado right here. And if you're up towards 72, I think you're
All right,
okay.
and I've got the
Still watching
camera that they're
lightning,
panning around with,
from
the
storm
WFF
coming in
camera.
from the west. So
Oh,
the storm
goodness.
looks a lot better. I think it's running into more stable air. Pardon me, just still watching this storm west of Hazel Green. There's not much lightning with it, but it does show some weak rotation in the mid-level. So that's just kind of maintaining what we have going on with that storm. Still concerned here on Highway 72. So again, before I do any more zooming, I'm just going to reset the view here and kind of summarize what's going on. Right now, we have two areas of severe weather we're monitoring. The most intense weather right now is farther south. It's farther south, Russellville, down just to the north of Hamilton, and it's in that area because there's more instability for that to work with. Now these storms,
Oh, it's the 7800 building. Good to know.
move to the east, so we're concerned down the
That's
road
where that camera
if
is.
the trend continues for areas Moulton, Hartselle, south of Decatur near Priceville, and then the other area is on a boundary that has momentum built up, and that's moving through the Huntsville metro area, now mainly on the east side of Madison. However, having said that, this other storm moving into Capshaw, pretty much right down Highway 72, is starting to intensify. It's producing more lightning. So we're going to take a closer look here at this storm, and we're going to get street level. And this area on the north side just...
See, now it's just a heavy wind signature, but there's...
It's weak, though. There's not a lot of lightning, but
there's not
maybe
much
some
rotation with
isolated
this one
wind there.
anymore.
Shear rate, it's not all that impressive. Let's go storm relative velocity. And back to velocity. So we got that severe thunderstorm warning for northern Madison and southern Lincoln County. That's until 10:15. So I'm going to turn that off. And then the area kind of in between is moving down Highway 72, east of Athens, east of Lindsay Lane there. So we're going to look at this Boeing.
Severe thunderstorm warning for Colbert, Franklin, and Lawrence
Show it
counties.
very well there, but
Also
it's
a new
there. It's on
new tornado
north
warning
side
for
of
Jackson,
Highway
Limestone,
72.
and
See
Madison.
that area coming in, and this area. Let me stop that. Turn the lightning off too, because the lightning is
Another
there's just
warning
so much
issued.
lightning
This
it
is
covers
going to
up the
be
data.
for...
So what we're watching here is this bow in the line here, and there's probably isolated damaging winds moving into East Limestone there. That's going to be out in East Limestone as you get just west of Capshaw. Tornado warning will expire at 10:15, so we've got 4 more minutes on the tornado warning and about roughly 4 more minutes on the severe thunderstorm warning. So again, that area of strong gusty winds is out here towards Proline off of Capshaw. So let's get in here a little bit closer. Just east of Mooresville Road, down Nick Davis Road, north of Capshaw, down Pepper Road. This is going to track right through Nick Davis Road and continue to move east. What we're looking at is strong gusty winds, perhaps an isolated severe wind gust with that area there. More heavy rain. This is becoming a real serious rain threat overnight tonight too. As more rain continues to fall, we're probably going to start getting some flash flood warnings before too long. I'm going to focus back here to the west again. Tornado warning set to expire in 3 minutes. Have they said anything about continuing anything?
Yes, Brad. So they are going to continue that tornado warning again. It's now for excuse me, my phone's sending off alerts as well. That is for
Yeah,
Jackson,
so is
Limestone,
everybody's will.
and Madison County until 10:45. So again, another 30 minutes. They're going to extend that warning. Again, despite the circulation broadening or that rotation that we look for, we want to continue to track this because it's in a very favorable environment. It keeps riding along that boundary of instability, and we saw that storm over in portions of Marion and Franklin County where we had that confirmed tornado, that tornado debris signature. And essentially, it takes one little notch for it to spin up, and it didn't last that long, but that's what we're watching for with this Madison County storm. Again, that new tornado warning has been reissued. This includes Madison County, Limestone County, also portions of Jackson County as it continues to move to the east. This is until 10:45. Right now, we are not noticing any strong rotation, but that could change in an instant. So make sure if you are under a tornado warning, this means the red polygon, you should be getting a loud alert on your phone. You just heard all of our alerts going off in here. Make sure you stay in your safe place. Do not get out of your safe place until that tornado warning expires. We also have severe thunderstorm warnings ongoing. Make sure you are in a sturdy structure for those. Not only are we tracking a tornado threat, but we have a lot of damaging wind threats. We're talking wind gusts as high as 65, 70 miles per hour. A 70-mile-per-hour wind gust, essentially that's a tropical storm, low-end speed there. So make sure you are in a sturdy shelter. I'm reading all of the comments, and a lot of people are saying, I'm in this place. Is it okay for me to move yet? It's not okay for you to move yet unless that you are not in that polygon. So we want to make that very, very clear. Make sure you are staying in your safe place. Again, that tornado warning has been reissued for Madison County, Limestone County, also Jackson County until 10:45 this evening. And of course, if it holds all together, we're going to continue to track this into portions of our northeastern counties. We still do have a very favorable environment. This includes a good amount of instability that these storms are still riding on, and essentially they're getting fuel from. Of course, no confirmed tornado with this just yet. That confirmed tornado was in Marion County, but we will be sure and let you know. We use all of our products. Right now, this is our velocity product, and this is a good way to get the wind speeds, also to see if the winds are circulating. That circulation, as I mentioned earlier, still relatively broad. We do have some broad, I wouldn't even call it circulation, but I definitely would call it some gusty winds. In northern Madison County, again, this is moving to the east, I would say, about 50 miles per hour or so. Hazel Green, Meridianville, also Newmarket. If you get in on this, it's likely going to be a big burst of powerful winds. Again, main story, main focus at this time is our current tornado warned storm. This includes Madison County, also portions of Limestone County, in Jackson County. And that severe thunderstorm warning for Limestone County, in Madison County, the northern part, that has just been expired, but I'm still expecting some gusty winds to move through that area, as far as some heavy rainfall as well. And of course, we're going to take you to our storm relative velocity too. This shows some of that circulation a little bit better. Still very broad at this time. We're not noticing anything wrap up by any means, but like I mentioned earlier, it can wrap up in the matter of seconds. So that's why we want to keep a close eye on these things. And we're just going to go to our shear rate here. This is a good indicator to see if we're seeing any of this pick up right now. Right now it's on the weaker end, but again, do not let your guard down. If you are under the tornado warning, you need to be in your safe spot right now. Back to you, Brad.
All right, hey, thanks, Chelsea. Changed out my batteries and got some water. We're good to go. Again, follow those instructions Chelsea just gave you. We continue to watch the storm moving through the Huntsville metro area that continues to kind of go back and forth on the possibility of a tornado. But I will tell you, the last few scans, we continue to watch, but there's just really nothing here at all. So again, take your tornado precautions, but I'm telling you, I do not see a tornado with this storm in Huntsville. I don't see a developing tornado either right now with the radar data we're looking at right now, and this is the 10/16, so this is the latest update. It's really getting contaminated in here with a lot of this stuff going on. But I noticed that they actually have the tornado warning beginning here near I-65, which would be for different reasons out here to the west. And I don't see a tornado here. I'm going to be honest with you right now. I see a lot of lightning. We're getting power outages, and most likely the power outages are from lightning strikes. A lot of those, Lindsay Lane area out here where we have significant lightning along Highway 72. So I do not see any significant imminent threat for a tornado anywhere within the tornado warned storm. Storm relative velocity, this is completely off the boundary. In fact, what I'm seeing is the higher winds are actually out here just to the north of Hazel Green. So we no longer have the supercell structure to this. So I got to be honest, I'm a little confused of why they continued the tornado warning, because there's nothing really to support that right now, at least right now. But again, that comes to play where as it gets on and off of that boundary, strong gusty winds near Bridgeport moving along Highway Interstate 565. But overall, it's not a tight circulation. We're really close to the radar. So with that, we would see it, especially the way that storm looked earlier. So it is clearly half the storm it was. But again, the tornado warning continues here. They've extended it back into Madison too, tracking east-northeast. So very heavy rain and a lot of lightning. We're going to go back out here to the west. We'll keep that storm in view though, and we'll switch back over to the GWX radar. Take a look at velocity there. Radar there, and I do want to briefly go back down here towards Phil Campbell. Again, you should stay in your tornado shelter here in Phil Campbell, as there's still a possibility we've got a tornado. This storm is much stronger than one in the Huntsville metro area as well. And we switch over to the velocity, and again, this is not really showing a strong tornado signature, but this could change briefly as well. So stay in your shelter there. East of Hodges now, south of Rockwood, and on towards Phil Campbell. Russellville, you are under a severe thunderstorm warning. And as we look from afar, we don't see, like usually if you look even from this far on a significant supercell storm, you'd see really big, what we call storm top divergence from this storm over the Huntsville metro area. And as we get in closer, again, this is going to go over Green Mountain, and that's another player here. As it goes up in elevation, the entire storm is forced to rise up, and on the other side, that's where you can get the vorticity there, increasing on the other side of the mountain. So we'll watch that area as well. So as we get in closer, street level here into the city of Huntsville, now crossing the Parkway, lightning picking up a bit. So it's going to be these areas here we watch as I put this down. Again, I think the possible circulations along the Parkway just south of there as we turn the velocity back on, and that's where the strongest inflow into the storm is. But once again, there's no need to panic right now. If you're in your shelter, maybe your heart rate's picking up, the lightning's picking up, maybe the power's kind of flickering on and off again, which is probably due to the lightning in the area. I don't see an imminent violent tornado. Definitely I don't see that. And right now I don't even see a strong tornado indication, but you could have some of those lower end type tornadoes as this is forced to rise over Green Mountain. So that circulation area pretty much south of Drake Avenue along Whitesburg Drive, Martin Road, as you enter towards Marshall Space Flight Center here on the east side, and this continues down. So as this moves east, we will have to watch to see as it goes through Jones Valley, of course. That's an area to the east of the mountainous areas, and then it's going to climb again as it goes here north of Big Cove and over towards Gurley. So not a whole lot of lightning associated with this. There is a lot of lightning for just a thunderstorm, but it's not the continuous strobe lightning that we had earlier when the storm was moving into Decatur. So as we go back to the radar, again, this is unorganized, but it could be reforming as it's on just north of the boundary now. Again, what we're watching, the main concern here is right along the Parkway into downtown Huntsville, Clinton Avenue, Drake Avenue, off to the east. And even though they've got the tornado warning over here for East Limestone, I just see a lot of lightning there and some strong gusty winds. The storm will continue to move east-northeast. So as this, again, a lot of times we see with the history of these storms as they come through, the wind can change and funnel just a bit as it rides the higher terrain here, as it gets into the valley, and then changes happen down the road with the terrain. So this is terrain. If we do get a tornado here, it's totally going to be terrain driven here with this storm as it's forced to rise. And then on the other side, because the atmosphere basically has a limit, like the ceiling in your house. So the bottom of that storm is forced to go up and over, and once it gets to the other side, it goes down. So that's when you can spin up a tornado here as it moves across Montesano and Green Mountain. So let's get back in here into Huntsville, right along Drake Avenue. I'm going to turn the loop off again, but it's the area along Drake Avenue, velocity. Still some strong gusty winds here. And if this storm is doing damage, our scanner is going to be going crazy out in the newsroom. And so far, I haven't heard any reports of that. We don't have any reports of any damage. Do we have anything from the Weather Service at all?
Not one report, Brad.
And this storm has been going on for an hour, and we don't have one damage report from it. Okay, let's go to Margot. What do you, I don't know.
So I've been monitoring comments and I've been monitoring those damage reports. Good evening, everybody. So what I have at this point is significant power outages across the Tennessee Valley. So let's start with the worst at this point. So that you'll find in Lauderdale County, where 1,600 homes, customers, are without power at this hour. Athens, when you were talking about that damage, Brad, Athens has some damage. This is like a fence down, a tree down, sporadic. Highway 72 around Lucas Ferry in the Vestavia Estates subdivision right there. So that's the damage that I've gotten so far. But if you all see any damage out there, you help us tell the story better than anybody. Videos, pictures, send it on in to us. But at this point, power outages and significant lightning reports. That's what I'm seeing on the comments. Folks are commenting about the most, the amount of lightning that they're seeing. And so also Decatur has another set of significant power outages, 1,300 people out there. So that's what I'm seeing so far, Brad. I'll keep monitoring things for you.
Okay, now as we speak, they have trimmed back the tornado warning. Madison, you're no longer in it. So again, I was kind of wondering why they had issued it so far west, because there was absolutely nothing going on there. And it's clear that if there's any threat here, it's now crossing Green Mountain and Montesano and headed into Jones Valley towards Hampton Cove. North of Owens Crossroads, you can see Big Cove on here, Grissom High School area, Lily Flag. Your winds are going to increase quite a bit there, maybe 45 to 50 miles per hour. But this is the time we're going to have to watch this closely as it moves towards Ryland, Maysville, and Gurley down the road. And that circulation is near Dug Hill Road now and Montesano Boulevard. So it is going up the mountain. We're going to see what happens when it gets to the other side, because as I mentioned earlier, that vortex is going to have to drop a bit. So sometimes that can change things. But I've seen several storms that are really mean in Decatur, and they cross 565 and then they get into less favorable environment and then fall apart some. And not saying this isn't completely falling apart, but the tornado circulation that it had in Decatur, it's not that at all. So I just want to make sure maybe that will give you some sense of calm here as the storm moves in. The lightning picking up in Maysville off Highway 72, and again the thunder's going to kind of roll through the mountainous areas here as this moves into Jackson County as well. And overall, I think the instability will be even lower over here into Jackson County. But still very heavy rain out Highway 53 towards Harvest, Monrovia up to Meridianville, Hazel Green, Newmarket, very heavy rain there. Madison, it seems like it's not going to stop raining because there's more rain coming in from the west. I do want to update the radar out here to the west as we take a look at significant lightning in and around Phil Campbell. Let's get in here and see what this storm is doing. This is going to move to the east just south of Moulton. A lot more lightning concentrated, and that's the key here when you're looking at severe weather, is that concentration of lightning going on. I'm going to switch to the velocity here and in around Phil Campbell. That storm is passing you, so here in about 10 minutes, I think you're going to be all clear here in Phil Campbell and in Hackleburg. We don't really have that tight circulation there with that storm. And again, no debris signature there. But however, we get it towards Hackleburg. Let's I think that's out ahead of it though. But it still could be some, here was the debris signature earlier, and there may be a little bit of debris along the leading edge of the line here, probably just tree limbs and things like that, just because the wind is so strong across these areas. And that's tracking almost east-southeast into the Grayson area, Double Springs, and down here closer to Smith Lake. So overall, this line of storm, I think this is the line of storms we have been watching on the forecast guidance that's eventually going to continue to track to the east and mainly pose some isolated damaging wind and maybe embedded tornado risk there. But what we've seen, I mean, the model guidance is probably underestimating the rainfall, and that could be a real big issue overnight tonight and for the morning commute with very heavy rain. And we see that with these big convective systems that come through, and we're probably seeing that tonight. So some areas could pick up 2 to 3 inches of rain.
Brad, and I will say on that note, as far as damage reports, we haven't necessarily gotten some hail or wind damage reports, but those flash flooding reports are starting to come in, especially across northwest Alabama, because they have been getting dumped and dumped and dumped with rain. Rain's still coming, and it will be lingering into tomorrow morning. Flash flooding right now in Colbert County. This is at Old Highway 20 and Justice Drive. Reports of 3 to 4 inches of water over roadways and under several mobile homes in the area. So I do not recommend, even if you're not in a tornado warning right now, I do not recommend getting out and about. These are going to be treacherous conditions to drive in right now, and likely in the early morning hours while it is still raining. Also, we are getting reports as well of NOAA weather radios not functioning properly. This is going to be for DeKalb County when the tornado watch was issued. If your NOAA weather radio is not functioning properly, please download our WAFF 48 weather app. You will get alerts. This is a great way to get those watches and warnings as we continue through the rest of the evening. Don't be alarmed. Your NOAA weather radio or whatever device you use to get watches or warnings probably will be going off a lot tonight, especially for flash flood watches and warnings, things of that nature, because again, this threat is going to be trending towards that later as we head into tomorrow morning. But again, that tornado warning storm, in Franklin County that has been allowed to expire. Of course, we will continue to watch trends. We still do have that tornado warning storm for portions of Madison County into Jackson County right now. Circulation almost non-existent. I would say it's very, very broad. We still are tracking some gusty winds, though. Also a lot of lightning with this that we want to keep a close eye on, because lightning is a good indicator that the storm is gaining strength. And again, a lot of these storms have been riding along that boundary of the most favorable conditions where all that instability is for these storms to really get juice and fire up. Nothing Again, no confirmed tornado as of right now for the Madison County area or Jackson County, but we're going to continue to watch this closely. Again, that tornado warning is all the way until 10:45, so another 15 minutes before everyone can